Here, I want to talk about a chemistry session that you might have with your coach. So, what is it? How to make good use of it? What is its intention? Of course, it's my perspective, and I'm curious to hear yours. And other coaches might have a slightly different one, and that's fine. So, what is a chemistry session? A chemistry session is a trial. It's a meeting. It's an introduction between two people. In our case, between a coach and a leader who wants to engage in a coaching engagement for him or herself and explore avenues to enable a more powerful access to your resources so that you can create intentionally and deliberately a life you want to live and be appreciating, enjoying, and be happy in this life by being able to have I would say, stronger self confidence or sense of confidence in self and be empowering and liberating for the people around you as a leader, so that it's easy for people to simply follow you. Because the easier it is for you to follow yourself, the easier it is for people to follow you. People want to follow. That's something we all want to do in one way or the other, whether it's we follow an idea, we follow an inspiration, we follow an insight. We want to follow, but we want to follow something which feels solid and robust. And the more we are in integrity with ourselves and authentic, as in able to look at things as they are with integrity, the easier it is for others to follow that balance. That's why sometimes we see people following ideas which for some of us are completely ludicrous or even dangerous. But the degree of commitment, the degree of stability there is in some of these ideas is so strong that it's compelling for some. So the more you are aligned and integrity with yourself and you have done the work of exploration of who you are and how you function, the easier it is and to create that same compelling sort of energy for yourself and people around. So how does that connect with chemistry? The chemistry or the relationship between two human beings is exactly the same as the relationship there is between multiple molecules and how they connect to create a life form which is going to have some sort of role and impact in a given context or environment. Therefore, that's what we're testing when we're meeting each other and we're asking questions. So we're using various centers. We're using the mental center, by all our questions and checking all our qualification and the stories about what we've done in the past, we want to do in the future. There's also the heart center where when we connect, like, how do I feel? How does this person respond to what matters to me? And do I feel respected and appreciated? And do I appreciate and feel like I can listen and pay attention and being interested in this person? And how does the physiology or my gut, my instinct is responding to that other human being? And irrespective of what's being said and all the various stories moving in front of my eyes, but how do I feel in the core of my being when I'm in with this person? That's basically what the chemistry is testing. We are just putting ourselves into a little bit of a laboratory experiment and checking that out on that specific day. And we're doing this with other people on different days and maybe on the same day at different times. And based on the memory we have of that chemistry, then we decide. I think it's very important, the chemistry, because the chemistry is give us access to a deeper knowing, deeper knowledge that sometimes our mind is not able to process because our mind is more concerned to the storyline that we're trying to uphold. And therefore, when, of course, there is an alignment between the mind, the heart, and the gut, then it's a very easy click and alignment, which makes it very easy for us to say, yes, I want to work with this person. However, there is some time my mind tells me something, my heart tells me something, and my gut's telling something. So how do I do with all of this? Of course, there is no straight answer depending on what is your stronger sense or center of influence within yourself and the decision-making sense to say otherwise. But to cut that a little bit short, you want to find, I believe, and that's what I share with people when I meet with them, or even when I myself meet with potential coaches or people I want to hire. I'm checking with myself, do I feel comfortable enough that I can be myself? And do I feel challenged, maybe by the person, but by the chemistry or by the interaction of the relationship, so that I'm going to be on the edge of myself, because learning takes place at the edge of who we are. Growth takes place at the edge of who we are. That's how growth happens all the time in every single living thing, whether it's a leaf of a tree, a fruit, a human being. It's all where it's happening. It's always at the edge of us. whether the growth is an expansion growth or the growth is a shrinking growth in the case of an aging human or fruit, because various places grow. So lots of words to say that I believe it's I love to meet people. I love to have those chemistry conversations, because when we can establish a bedrock of relationship for us, then we can use that relationship to work for you and with you in what truly matters to you. I have no issue recommending my colleagues at all. Actually, I train many coaches, so and I have multiple colleagues, and I've learned that sometimes it's so much better to invite you to speak as well with someone else, so that we can support you as a profession. Of course, at times I have commercial interest in mind, like you do, and I try to be as cognizant of those when I engage in a chemistry, because no chemistry, no coaching, the coaching relationship is not going to be as good as it should if the balance between my personal and self-interest and your interest are not aligned. So trying to address this is important. I know some people like to work with coaches who have worked with other people, because the proof of the success with other people is kind of helping them to trust the relationship. And that sometimes works. It's true that sometimes I've worked with someone who is referral or recommending, and therefore opening a space for you to be more confident in working with me. And I really appreciate that, because what I'm after is for you to be able to open yourself up, be confident in the relationship, so that we can work together. So what I'm trying to do here is share with you multiple perspectives and what the chemistry session can do. And during the session itself, no question is taboo. You can ask about me or anybody else about the trajectory, about what matters to me, about how I can support, about the structure of the coaching, about why I would like to work with you or you would like to work with me, and what makes it easy or difficult. But you can also simply decide to spend a little bit of time to explore a specific topic of yours. So to see the line of thinking reasoning the way I would or someone would try to work on this. Although I don't always recommend, because I mean, sometimes it's useful, but not always, because would I behave the same way if we're already in a coaching engagement, knowing a little bit more about you? Who knows? But what I mean by that is everything is possible. Let's make the chemistry last between 30 minutes to maximum, I think, 45 or 60 minutes. And yes, help you to make your choice, because we're here to, in this profession and in this type of conversation, to support but also to support the development of your community and your ecosystem. I think that's what we are after. Thank you for listening.